of ammunition went off in that ear. I'm here to listen. I want you to talk to me. I believe in my Second Amendment rights. I'm a combat veteran, and I'm going to show you my weapons right now. Excuse me, I'm going to walk over here for a moment. I am heavily armed, and I'm going to show you my weapons. These are my weapons. Will you engage with me? I've got a piece of cardboard. I've got a cushion. I'm going to go across on the other side. I'm going to lay the cardboard down. I'm going to sit on it. And I want you young people, I hope you can see me. I want you young people to sit down and talk with me. I'm not scary. I'm an old man. I could be your father. I could be your uncle. You know, that's being disrespectful, young lady. You know, that's the last thing I want to say. I have no desire for anger. I have no desire for violence. Can I fight? Yes. Will I fight? Yes. Do I want to fight? No! I have no desire to fight my brothers and sisters. Why provoke us? I don't want to provoke you. One last thing. The Bible says, do not provoke your children to anger, lest they become discouraged. You people are discouraged. You young people are discouraged. I understand that. Forgive me. Please forgive us if we've done that to you. For we want the same things you do. I want a country where my grandkids can come to Copley Square 20 years from now and say, Grandpa, is this the place where you made a complete fool of yourself? And I'm going to say, yes, I did. I did. I beg you, let us not go down the path of destruction. Let us instead engage in respectful dialogue. Let us be Americans.
Thank you for that moving speech. We have a lot of veterans here today, and we love our veterans. They've made that unique sacrifice, just like the men and women of law enforcement. They put their lives on the line for us every day, and we have nothing but respect. And I'd like you to give it up for the chairman of Super Happy Fun America, who, without him, these events would absolutely not be possible, because he keeps all of this together. Combat veteran Sergeant Vincent Ricciotti.
Thank you, John. So today, the theme of today's event is peaceful protest against Democrat violence. And you know what? They're proving our point. I just got word a few minutes ago that one of our own guys was hit in the face and slightly injured just off to the right over here. It's apparently on Facebook Live. We've already had an injury today. So I ask that you all, when we do leave here today, you do so safely. And my speech isn't really going to be that entertaining. It's going to be a recounting of some of the events that we've done over the past few years. Because we do this all the time. These protesters show up, they use violence, they get arrested, people get hurt. I just kind of want to talk about that real quick. It sounds cliche, you know, we hear this all the time. When I signed up for the military, I swore an oath to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that oath did not expire when I left the military. And when I heard that there was a free speech rally coming to Boston in August of 2017, it's actually the second one, there's one in May, I said I had to be there because I knew that our Bill of Rights and our Constitution was under attack for a long time. And when these protesters show up, if that's what we want to call them, that's very generous to call them protesters. When they show up and they say that they're shutting down white supremacists and Nazis and fascists speaking hate in their communities, and the media gives them cover, I knew I had to see for myself to find out what's going on. And so I went there in Boston, August of 2017. There were 40,000 people on the Boston Common trying to shut down these so-called fascists. Not one of them were fascists. They're people who are just like the conservatives, the libertarians who believe in free speech, they believe in equality, they believe in the free exchange of ideas and political discourse. What happened that day? 33 arrests, numerous counts of assault and battery against police officers, disorderly conduct. There was one guy on our side that was arrested. He had a concealed weapon on him. He was not aware of it. He went through a security checkpoint. The police picked up on it. They arrested him. What did the media focus on? The fact that one guy had a concealed weapon at that event. So that's 33 arrests. Let me just pull up my list, because I had to actually sit down and make a list to keep track of all the events we've done. A few months later in November, we went back to the Boston Common to do that again. 3 more arrests happened there. One police officer was assaulted. He went to the hospital with minor injuries. Again, hey, these protesters are making a lot of noise. Can we make some noise? Make some noise if you're a Trump supporter. Trump 2020. Make some noise if you believe in American values like the United States Constitution. How about equality? Do you believe you're better than anyone else because of the color of your skin? Boo! We don't believe that at all. We denounce white supremacy and Nazi and fascism. The only fascists that are here today are across the street. They believe in intellectual fascism. If you don't believe what they believe, they think it's justified to use violence against you. And that's wrong. We denounce that. Even though they're wrong and they believe in communism and Marxism, I bet every single person here today will be willing to sit down and have a conversation with them without resorting to violence and hatred. Can we say the same for them? No. Anyways, December of 2017, Mark Gray, the guy wrote a book called The Anti-Fascist Handbook. He did an event at Harvard Square. We had 3 protesters show up there with American flags and Trump flags. They went outside to have a conversation with these guys. A group followed them and beat Matthias Thorpe down until he was hospitalized. An Air Force veteran. He was hospitalized. He doesn't come to these events anymore because of that. Crazy. I'm almost done. August of 2018, we went to Providence. This is something that I'm going to remember for a long time. We went to Providence. We set up a sound system. We tried to have an event. The protesters tore down our canopy. Our sound system got destroyed. It was all smashed up. We had to leave, kind of disgraced, because we didn't get to have our event. It was pouring rain. The police deployed horses. They had horse-mounted patrols there. The protesters picked up horse crap and threw it at us. They threw it at us. They threw it at the police. There was 1 arrest there. Inside the mall when we were leaving, we got followed by a group of Antifa, and I got hit on the back of the head by a bike lock. I could have been killed that day. Whatever. It's part of what we do here. I don't know, man. I lose sleep at night sometimes thinking about the threat that we are experiencing in this country. The Marxist threat, the fact that we grew up in a country where we told one another that we believe in the free exchange of ideas, that we can disagree and still go home and have a drink at the end of the day. What happened to that? What happened to that? College, the professors. Marxism has infiltrated every single facet of our society. And they're telling young people that they are justified to use violence against those that they disagree with because of the phantom white supremacist boogeyman that they made up and doesn't even really exist. Now, there are some, and we denounce them too. If there was an issue with violence being instigated by the right, we'd be speaking out against that as well. But you know what? What we see here today is an example of exactly what we're talking about. The violence is across the street. The violence is instigated against police officers. It's levied against conservatives. And what are we supposed to do? Just take it? We're going to take this forever? I say no. We're not going to take it. We're going to keep on showing up and using our voices and talk about what we believe in. The Straight Pride Parade. 36 arrests. Numerous counts of assault and battery against police officers. Not one of them was prosecuted in the court of law. DA Rachel Rollins let them go. They went to the Supreme Judicial Court to let these violent protesters go. What kind of message does this send to the police? What kind of message does this send to freedom-loving Americans like you and I? It tells us we go to these events because of fear of being violently assaulted against. It has a chilling effect on our free speech. And I'm willing to bet when we go home today, we're going to hear that more arrests happened across the street. We don't even know. I saw a police officer getting hit. I don't even know if that guy was arrested. It drives me nuts. So in conclusion, I just wanted to, this is kind of a fun fact. Over the years, we have been either directly or indirectly responsible for 82 arrests at these events. All we want to do is talk about issues that are happening in society. How bad is that? Thank you all for coming out here today. We are Super Happy Fun America. If you want to get in touch with our organization, go on superhappyfunamerica.com or go on our Facebook event page. We have... What just happened here? Okay. So, we are concluding. Please go home safe and sound. Leave these protesters alone. Don't engage them. They prove our point every single time. Which side believes in equality and which side believes in fascism. They are the fascists.